And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it out what's in my head. And I feel it, a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high. And I feel the top of my lungs, what's going on?
Strict. We had a teacher who was so strict you weren't allowed to breathe in her lessons. She used to stand out the front going, "No breathing!" And you had the whole morning to get through. The weak ones just used to keel over and die. You'd hear them going down behind you. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And there was always a whiny kid going, "Meh, can I go out and do some breathing?" And she'd say, "No, you've got all playtime to do it in." "Oh, go on, miss, oh, go on." Do you know, at the beginning of the week, there were 48 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there were only 5 of them left. Yeah, do you know, at the end of the day, you'd be stepping over kids just to get out the room. "Oh, no, there's Melanie. That's a shame, she was really nice." "There's Dave." "Hard luck, Dave. Always knew you were a bit weak." Do you know, people say to me, if that's true, how come you're here to tell the tale? Fair enough, and I'll tell you, it's because when I was at school, we used to sit at desks. We didn't sit round tables like you do now. We used to sit at desks with lids. And some of us figured out what you had to do was snatch a quick breath under the desk lid when she wasn't looking. So once more, from the beginning. No breathing. The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones. "Miss, can I go out and do some breathing?" "No, you've got all playtime to do it in." "Oh, go on, miss, oh, go on." Us lot. Boom. Ah! That was the mistake, slamming the desk lid down. If you made a noise with the desk lid, it was out. School prison. There was a school prison underneath the school hall where they used to string you up from the wall bars. "Miss, I've been up here for 3 weeks. And there's rats. And they're nibbling my toenails." So I figured it out. What you had to do was put your thumb round the edge of the desk lid. So when it went down, it didn't make any noise at all. Once more, from the beginning. No breathing. The weak ones. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. The whiny ones. "Miss, can I go out and do some breathing?" "No, you've got all playtime to do it in." "Oh, go on, miss, oh, go on." These other kids. Boom. Out, school prison. "Miss, I've been up here for 3 weeks and there's rats and they're nibbling my toenails, miss." Me, thumb round the edge of the desk. No noise at all. Survival. Hot food. We sit down to eat and the potato's a bit hot. So I only put a little bit on my fork and I blow till it's cool, just cool, then into the mouth. Nice. And there's my brother, he's doing the same. Till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice. There's my mum, she's doing the same. Till it's cool, just cool, into the mouth. Nice. But my dad, what does he do? He stuffs a great big chunk of potato into his mouth and then that really does it. His eyes pop out. He flaps his hands. He blows, he puffs, he yells, he bobs his head up and down. He spits a potato all over his plate and he turns to us and he goes, "Watch out, everybody, the potato's really hot." Fridge. Once I went to the fridge, saw our jug in there and I thought, what's in it? A syrup. What syrup? Smell it. Smells nice. Finger in, lick it. Tastes nice. Lift the jug and drink a bit. Oh, this is good. This is peach syrup. tinned peach syrup. What a drink! So I drank the lot. Not long after, a few days later, I went to the fridge, saw our jug in there. What's in it? A syrup. What syrup? Smell it. Oh yes, this is peach syrup again. Lift the jug and drink some more, and drink some more. Drink the lot. Not long after, a few days later, I went to the fridge, saw our jug in there. What's in it? A syrup. Yes, here we go again. Lift the jug and fill my mouth with that thick, sweet juice. This isn't peach, this is... My mouth is full of oil. Thick cooking oil. I wonder who put that there.
Chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was when my mum made chocolate cake. Oh, I loved chocolate cake. My mum, she says to me, listen, Michael, if there's any chocolate cake left over at the end of the day, you can take some to school tomorrow to have at playtime or at lunchtime. So I used to go to school with a piece of chocolate cake in my little box, and I'd be walking to school. Yeah, it's in there, I know it, yeah. And I'd get to school, and it would be playtime or lunchtime, and I'd open up the box, take it out. What's it? You got a chocolate cake. Open up the paper. Look at it. Gonna get it. Yeah, I love it, goody. Well, look at it. I loved my mum's chocolate cake, yes. And one time there was some chocolate cake left over at the end of the day, and I went to bed, and I was fast asleep. And then, in the middle of the night, I woke up and I thought, chocolate cake. Maybe I could go downstairs and have a little look at it. No one would know. So I got up out of the bed. Shh, I mustn't wake my brother up. Along the passage, careful not to tread on the creaky floorboard outside Mum and Dad's bedroom, because if they wake up and find me, I'll be in big trouble, so really quiet. Are they still asleep? Yes. Okay. Along the passage, down the stairs, into the kitchen, open the cupboard, and yeah, there it is. Can I take it out? Just have a little look at it. Yeah. Well, look at it. Oh, and then I notice some little crumbs on the plate. So I think if I lick the end of my finger, I could pick up some of those crumbs and no one would know anything about it. Oh yeah, look at that little sort of sticky bit on there. And then I notice on the side of the cake there's some little crumbly bits just falling off. So I think if I take a knife, I could just tidy it up a little bit. No one would notice. Scrunch it all together, and there's the crumbly bits and the sticky bits, and it's all going to go in there. Yeah, belly. And then I notice that as I've tidied it up a little bit over here, then maybe I could just even it up a bit over here. So I take the knife again, and this time through the crispy icing on the top, through the squashy icing in the middle, and I've got a whole slice this time, yeah, and it's all going to go in there. It's a belly. And now I got the taste of it in my mouth, and I can't stop myself, so I go, and I got all these slices, and I can't stop myself. Oh no, it's all gone. Oh no, they're bound to notice now. A whole chocolate cake doesn't just disappear. What am I going to do? I know. I'll wash up the plate and the knife and they won't know anything about it. Good thinking. Take the plate and the knife and wash it up. Shh, really quiet. Shh. Wash up the plate. Shh. And the knife. Shh. Shh. And don't forget to dry up. Get the cloth. And don't forget the knife. And don't forget to put them away. Plate in the cupboard. And the knife in the drawer. And back up to bed. Shh. Up the stairs. Along the passage. Now I know where the creaky floorboard is now, so all I've got to do is tread over it, because if I tread on it and it makes a noise, I am dead. Careful now. Are they still asleep? Yes, it's okay. Into the bedroom, into bed, under the covers. Nice warm feeling, chocolate cake in my belly, goody goody goody. And I go to sleep. In the morning I get up and I go downstairs and I'm having my breakfast. And Mum is busy over there and she's busy over there. And then she says, "Oh, Michael, don't forget your book folder." She hands me my book folder. And I'm busy having my breakfast. She's busy over there. She's busy over there. And then she says, "Oh, Michael, there's something else. There's something nice. There's some chocolate cake left over from yesterday for you to take to school today." And I went, "Right, yeah. Okay." And she says, "What's the matter? You usually jump at the idea of having chocolate cake." And I went, "No, it's all right. It's okay." And she's looking at me very closely, just here. And she says, "What's that?" And I said, "What's what?" She said, "It's not chocolate cake, is it?" And I said, "Oh." And she went over to the cupboard. It's gone. The chocolate cake's gone. You haven't eaten the whole of the rest of the chocolate cake, have you? And I said, "I don't know." "You don't know," she said. "You don't know? I don't believe a word of it. Now off you go to school." "No, before you go to school, go upstairs to the bathroom and wash your dirty, sticky face." I went upstairs to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and I saw it just there. Chocolate smudge. Chocolate blob. And I looked at it and I thought, maybe next time we have chocolate cake, she'll forget about it. Do you think she will?
Babysitter. Sometimes my mum and dad used to go out. This meant that my brother had to babysit me. He hated it because I just wouldn't go to bed when he told me to. He was 4 years older than me. Well, actually, he still is. He'd shout, he'd rant and rave, "Will you go to bed?" But I never went until I heard the front door open with Mum and Dad coming back. And then I'd be upstairs into bed in a flash. Anyway, after a few months of this, my Mum and Dad tried something new. Just before they went out, they said, "Right, Mick, you go to bed before we go out and you stay there." "Okay," I said, "okay. Yeah, okay." And off I went to bed. I lay there waiting to hear the front door close. Slam! And straight away I was out the bed, down the stairs, into my brother's room. There he is, sitting there, reading. First of all he tries, "I'm not taking any notice of Michael." He goes on reading. I think I'll make him notice. I put my face behind the book with my eye peeping round the edge of the book. Every time he gets to the end of a line, his eye looks into my eye. He tries to pretend I'm not there. It's no good, he can't. My eye is peeping away like mad round the edge of the book. He starts to laugh. "Look, yeah, look," he says, "look, this isn't fair. You promised you'd stay in bed. I tell him I will." So now I go and stand by the door and I fiddle. I make little rattly noises with the handle and the key. Fiddle diddle, riddle diddle. He tries to pretend I'm not there. It's no good, he can't. I'm rattling away like mad with the handle and the key. He starts to laugh. All right, he says, look, right, that's it. He sounds like he's going to really do for me. So now he tries, I'm going to be so boring, Michael will get so fed up, he'll go back to bed. He starts up a chant. Go to bed, 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 go to bed. He doesn't stop. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. He goes on for ages. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. I try to talk to him. Hey, what do you want for your birthday, Brian? Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. Do you want a sweet? Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. Hey, you've got a pimple on the end of your nose, you know. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. And I'm still fiddling with the door. I lock it. I unlock it. I lock it. I try to unlock it. Go to bed, go to bed, go. Brian, I can't unlock the door. Go to bed, go to bed. Brian, the key's stuck. He stops. Suddenly he looks pleased and he settles down with his book and waits. Meanwhile, I've got big bother. They're going to come back and find me here, and I've got out of bed and I've come in his room and I've locked the door and it's really late and it's all my fault. I try and I get that key to work. Fiddle riddle diddle diddle fiddle riddle diddle diddle. For 3 hours I'm at it, and all the time my brother is not taking any notice of Michael. The front door opens. Hello, my mum calls out. She gets to my brother's door. Did Michael stay in bed all right? She's trying to turn the handle. Let us in, Brian, says my dad cheerily. No answer from us inside. My brother is waiting for me to say something. I'm hoping he'll say something. We're looking at each other. Come on, Brian, says my dad, getting a bit cross. Oh no, the moment I dread when Dad goes from being cheery to absolutely furious. In a weedy little voice I say, I locked the door. That really winds them up. There's my mum. Is that you, Michael? You still up? You promised you'd stay in bed. It isn't fair on Brian. And there's my dad, and he's roaring. Would you believe it, the little pig? And the door's jammed. I'll have to break it down. God, when I get inside, oh, he's going to be in for big trouble. And me, I'm standing there all shaky and sorry and shuddery. But my brother, what's he doing? He's smiling all over his big face. Yeah, he took the key out, passed it under the door, and they opened it, and I dashed out off to bed faster than an electronic rabbit.
What's going on? And he tries. Oh my God, do I try? I try all the time in this institution.
And he prays.
Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day. For the show. And I say,
Choo, 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 choo. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh. Grass. Long wavy grass. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no. We gotta go through it. Swish, swashy, swishy, swashy, swishy, swashy. Choo, 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 choo. We're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh. A river. A deep, cold river. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no. We gotta go through it. Shoo. Splash, splosh, splash, splosh, splash, splosh. Choo, 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 ka-choo, choo, choo, choo. We're going on a bear hunt. We're gonna catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh. Mud. Thick, oozy mud. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no! We gotta go through it. Squelch, squirch,
squelch, squooch, squelch, squooch. Ka-choo, choo, choo, choo. We're going on a bear hunt, we're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh. A forest. A big, dark forest. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no, we gotta go through it. Stumble, trip, stumble, trip, stumble, trip. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh. A snowstorm. A swirling, whirling snowstorm. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no, we gotta go through it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ka-choo, choo, choo, choo. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh.
A cave. A narrow, gloomy cave. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. We got to go through it. Tip-toe, tip-toe, tip-toe.
What's that? One shiny wet nose. Two big furry ears, two big goggly eyes. It's a bear! Quick, back to the cave! Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Back through the snowstorm. Hoo, woo, hoo, woo, hoo, woo. Back through the forest. Stumble, trip, stumble, trip, stumble, trip. Ah, back through the mud. Squelch, squirch, squelch, squirch, squelch, squirch. Back to the river. Splosh, splash, splash, splosh, splash, splosh. Back to the grass. Swishy, swashy, swishy, swashy, swishy, swashy. Get to our front door. Open the door. Up the stairs. Doop, 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 doop. Oh no. We forgot to shut the door. Back down the stairs. Doop, 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 doop. Boom. Back upstairs. Doop, 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 doop. Into the bedroom. Into bed. Under the covers.
I'm not going on a bear hunt again.
The project. At school, we were doing a project. You know the kind of thing. The Vikings. Transport. Wood. Our project was Holland. There we were reading My Friend Hans from Holland. And we made windmills and stuck blue strips of paper onto white strips of paper. They were canals. And we kept talking about tulips and cheese. In the end, I thought they grew cheese and ate tulips. Then suddenly one day, our teacher, Miss Goodall, said there was an inspector coming in. She said he wasn't going to inspect us, he was going to inspect her. And we were all to help her by being really good and answering all the questions that he asked us. Later that day, he came in, he had a moustache. We behaved. Miss Goodall behaved. There we all were, sitting in our rows, behind our desks, breathing very, very quietly. And he looked at our windmills. And then our canals. And he said, what do they eat in Holland? And I didn't put my hand up in case I said tulips. But Sheena McLean said cheese. And he said, what do they grow in Holland? And I didn't put my hand up for that one either. But Margot Vane said tulips. And he asked some more questions and we were doing really well. Miss Goodall was trying very hard not to look proud. And then he asked, who is the Queen of Holland? There was silence. No one knew who was the Queen of Holland. Miss Goodall frowned and then started looking all round the class with her eyes looking all hoping. And then suddenly I remembered this funny little rhyme that my friend Haribo used to say. I put up my hand. Yes, said the inspector, Queen Juliana is a fat banana. I said, Miss Goodall looked awful. Haribo was sitting in front of me and I saw him snort and start giggling. Sorry, what did you say, said the inspector? Queen Juliana. I said, good, he said. You're right, quite right. Miss Goodall was delighted, I was delighted, the inspector was delighted, and Haribo was still snorting away like mad.
The watch. My mum and dad gave me a watch. Not a posh watch, good enough to tell the time by though. And it went well enough until one day at a camp we were playing smugglers and customs over the sand dunes. I was a smuggler and I had to get £20,000 through the customs for us to win the game. £20,000 written on a piece of paper. There were 3 ways to get past the customs. 1, by running so fast the customs couldn't catch you. 2, by going creepy crawly so they couldn't see you. And 3, going through the customs with it hidden somewhere. I chose 3. I chose to hide it on me somewhere. But where? I know, I said. I'll stuff it in my watch. And I took the bag off my watch, folded up the piece of paper with the £20,000 written on it, slipped it into the watch and clipped the back of my watch on. So then I went creepy crawly over the sand dunes. They saw me, they grabbed me, and they searched me. They looked in my pockets. They looked in my shoes. They looked in my socks. They looked in my jumper, down my jumper, down my shirt, in my armpits. They even looked under my watch, but they never thought to look in my watch, did they? So they let me go. And when I got to the other end, where the other smugglers were, I said, hooray! I got through! And I opened up the back of my watch, and there it was, £20,000. I took it out, handed it over, and we had won the game. I snapped the back of my watch on, looked at the time, and my watch, it stopped. It was broken. I'd broken it. That evening, I told my brother all about it, and I said, don't tell Mum or Dad about it, or I'll get into trouble. I'll get it mended secretly. So there we were, tea time, and my brother suddenly goes, what's the time, Mick? And I went all red and kind of flustered, and I go, and I look at my watch and I go, yeah, it's about 6 o'clock. No, it's not, says my dad. It's 7 o'clock. And he sees me going red. Is your watch going wrong? No, it's okay. Let's have a look. No, it's all right. Let's have a look. Let me have a look at it. It stopped. It's broken. How did it get broken? I don't know. What do you mean, you don't know? My brother was still laughing all over his face without making a sound. So then I told my dad all about the smugglers and customs and hiding the money in my watch. He was furious. We gave you the watch so you could tell the time, not for you to use as part of a secret agent smuggling outfit. Well, don't expect us to buy you presents like that again. I was so angry with my brother for getting me into trouble. Inside, I was bubbling. So as soon as tea was over, I went down to our backyard where there was an old cherry tree, and I broke a twig off it. And it was all prickly and flaky and covered in a kind of grey, slimy muck. So then I took this twig back upstairs into our bedroom, and I'll tell you what I did with it. I shoved it into his bed, and as I shoved it into his bed, I thought, this'll pay him back, this'll pay him back, this'll pay him back. He's going to get into bed tonight after I'm asleep, and his feet are going to get all prickled up and covered in grey, mucky, slimy stuff. Well, later that evening, I was doing some homework, and I had some really hard sums to do. I couldn't do them. I was stuck. And my brother, he sees me scribbling out all these numbers, and the page is a mess. So my brother, he says, "What's up? Do you want a bit of help with your sums?" What could I say to that? First I go, no. It's all right. But he goes, "Now come on, I'll lend you a hand." So I say, "Okay." And he comes over and he helps me. He's sitting there right next to me, my enemy, showing me how to do my sums. And then he said, "Now you try." And then I could do them. So there I was, friends with him, grateful. I'm saying, thanks for helping me. But in the back of my mind, I know something. The twig was still in the bed. I didn't know what to say. All I could see was the twig sitting in his bed, just where his feet would get it. Even if I went and got it out, there'd still be a heap of dirty, prickly bits left in his bed after he showed me how to get all the sums right. So I go, "Look, when you go to bed tonight, there'll be a twig in your bed." So he goes, "A twig in my bed? A twig in my bed? How did it get there then?" So I say, "I put it there." And my mum and dad heard that. So my dad goes, "You put a twig in his bed? Did I hear that right? You put a twig in his bed? Might I ask, why did you put a twig in his bed?" And I just couldn't say. I just sat there like a lemon. I couldn't say it was to pay him back for telling on me about the watch, because they wouldn't think there was anything wrong with him doing that. So I just sat there, and then I said, "I don't know." What a stupid thing to say. And my dad goes, "You don't know why you put a twig in his bed? You don't know why?" The boy's going mad. First thing he does is smash up his watch, and the next thing, he's going round stuffing twigs in people's beds. He's going stark, staring mad, I tell you. I didn't think I was going mad. And I don't think my brother did. I bet he knew why I put a twig in his bed.
May, a woman called May, used to look after us sometimes. Her husband was a bus conductor and he could wink with both eyes. Fantastic! We used to meet him on the bus, and when we got our tickets off him, if we were lucky, he'd wink one eye, then wink the other eye, again and again, really fast. Fantastic! But best was May. When she came over after tea, we played games. My favourite was raisins. This is how we played raisins. We tipped the raisins out of the raisins jar, and we each guessed how many raisins there were. 148, I'd say. 231, May'd say. Then we took one raisin each, counting. I take one, put it in my mouth. May takes one, 2, she puts it in her mouth. I take one, 3 into my mouth. May takes one, 4 in her mouth, and so it went on. 131 in my mouth, 132 in her mouth. I love raisins, all chewy and sweet. 201 in my mouth, 202 in May's mouth, 203, last one in my mouth. May had guessed best. She had guessed 231. But now we'd eaten all the raisins. They were all gone. The jar was empty. Could be trouble. Anyway, then it was bedtime. At tea time the next day, we were having fruit salad, and my brother said, "I'll have raisins on this." He went to the cupboard and he saw the empty jar and he goes, Where have all the raisins gone? The jar was full yesterday. Mum, he's eaten them all. Look at his face. You can see he's eaten them. Tell him off, Mum, tell him off. And Mum says to me, did you eat them? And I say, me and May did. And my brother says, see, I told you, it's not fair, Mum. He's a greedy little pig. And then a picture came into my mind of the night before of me and May counting the raisins into our mouths, all chewy and sweet. So I said, I'm not a greedy little pig. And Mum said to my brother, raisins don't last all week, you know. But I didn't tell anyone about our game. Raisins, 203. Haribo. Once my friend Haribo came to school crying. We said, what's the matter? What's the matter? And he said his granddad had died. So he didn't know what to say. Then I said, how did he die? And he said, he was standing on St Pancras station waiting for the train and he just fell over and died. And then he started crying again. He was a nice man, Haribo's granddad. He had a shed with tins full of screws in it. Mind you, my gran was nice too. She gave me and my brother a red shoehorn each. Maybe Haribo's granddad gave Haribo a red shoehorn. Dave said, my hamster died as well. So everyone said, shh. And Dave said, I was only saying. And I said, my gran gave me a red shoehorn. Rog said, I got a pair of trainers for Christmas. And Haribo said, you can get ones without laces. And we all said, yeah, no, that's right, Haribo, you can. Any other day we'd have said, of course you can. We know that, you fool. But that day we said, yeah, that's right, Haribo. Yeah, no, you can, yeah.
Inside, learn how to hide your feelings.
Me and my brother, we sit up in bed doing my dad's sayings. I go to bed first and I'm just dozing off and I hear a funny voice going, never let me see you doing that again. And it's my brother poking his finger out just like my dad going, never let me see you doing that again. And so I join in and we're both going, never let me see you doing that again. So what happens next time I get into trouble and my dad is telling me off and he's going, never let me see you doing that again. So I'm looking up at my dad and I'm going, sorry, Dad, yeah, sorry. And I suddenly catch sight of my brother's big face poking out from behind my dad. And while my dad is poking me with his finger in time with the words, never let me see you doing that again, just where I can see him, and my brother is saying the words as well with his mouth without making a sound, so I start laughing. And so my dad says, and it's no laughing matter. Of course, my brother knows that one as well, and he's going with his mouth, and it's no laughing matter. But my dad's not stupid. He knows something's going on, so he looks round, and there's my brother with his finger poking out just like my dad, and I'm standing there laughing, oh no! And that's when we get into really big trouble. Okay, we got the name.
What's going on?